Hello and welcome to News Tonight. I am Rhoda Ngonzi. On sign language, Mughal Mohammed. Let's dig into it. In what Brovia Oromiat says is a temporary break from politics, a focus has been on a new chapter of helping young people deceased from substance abuse. This after successfully pursuing a bachelor's degree course in sociology and substance abuse from the United States of America, thanks to the support from the President of Uganda, President Yoweri Museveni. As to whether there is a possibility of returning to politics is a story of hers that we are yet to see.
It was a very sober, sad moment in our family and in Wusu County.
The day her father, Michael Oromite, passed on remains as fresh as the friendship that the two enjoyed.
When I spoke to him, he promised me to come back, but unfortunately, that's the day he passed on.
His death may still be a mystery.
I couldn't believe until I reached and saw his body.
But life has had to move on.
Politics can always wait, but my education wouldn't wait.
This is what has kept Brovia Oromite going after taking a temporary break from elective politics. At some point on Uganda's political landscape, she was the youngest legislator in the country's parliament. This was after she stepped into her father's shoes following his untimely death in 2012.
Having worked with my dad in the field of politics, and I knew his goals, what he wanted for the people of Wusu, I definitely had the courage to step in and take over from where he had stopped.
At the age of 19, her journey to Parliament was both interesting and demanding. But the vision her father had for the county of Usuk in Katakwi district pushed her.
It was tough, and besides being tough, of course, I learned a lot of things from my dad, hard work. Also learned how he could cooperate with the young people, not only the young people, but even the elderly, women and men, people of different age groups.
Part of her victory is attributed to the fact that the chairman of the NRM party, to which she subscribed, campaigned for her. President Museveni boosted her quest to replace her father in one of Uganda's historical parliamentary by-elections.
And by the way, the president was my dad's friend, because when my dad came from, they actually shared the same flight, and when they were coming back from London, my dad had already lobbied for the tractors to be brought to the constituency. He loved my dad's developmental ideas.
Having traversed the constituency for the entire campaign period, victory, which she saw as obvious, found her in bed.
I didn't actually know what happened during the voting day, because I was so tired from the previous days of the campaign, and during the last day when we were going to vote, I just went to the polling station, voted, and I went to sleep. Then I told my aunt, the VP, that I know we will make it, so I don't have to sit awake and wait for the results.
It was just the beginning of a new journey. Upon taking oath, she was overwhelmed by the reception at Parliament.
I was told the procedures in Parliament. That was by Honorable Speaker Rebecca Kadaga, and the dress code. And I was told about the committees that I was going to sit under.
Proscovia Alengot has since quit politics, something she says is temporal. She embarked on a new chapter, focusing on education, personal projects and philanthropy. Far from the political spotlight, she has found fulfillment in making a difference in other ways.
After my term in Parliament, I embarked on a transformative journey to go back to higher school education. And I went to the United States, where I pursued the bachelor's in sociology and majoring in substance abuse. Young people are embarking on taking a lot of alcohol, drugs. And so I think by doing this course, I would sensitize many of them.
She has a word for fellow young people, especially girls.
First, focus on their education, because papers never lie. Let them focus on their education, and then if they want to join politics, they can always come in.
Orite is also on a trajectory to keep the girl child in school through extending reusable sanitary towels.
We are planning to open up a warehouse, or let's say something that we can invite people to come and help us sew those reusable pads, and we can distribute them to up countries, schools in up countries, so we can help a lot of young students to stay in school.
All this has been a journey whose success she greatly attributes to the President of Uganda, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni.
I would like to thank His Excellency, the President of Uganda, because it's him that sponsored my education, and also his team that was there for me. I do appreciate you for your effort to see that my education was completed, and your family as well. Thank you very much, sir.
And if there is any free time in her life, this is what she uses it for.
Despite the fact that I'm not a member of Parliament, but of course I have the love for my people in Wusuk.
Alengot Proscovia Oromite is currently into real estate business. This, however, has not distorted her vision of pursuing masters in counseling and clinical psychology at the Toronto Metropolitan University in Canada. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Meanwhile, President Yoweri Museveni has appointed engineer Dr. Badu Chundu to lead the committee overseeing the construction of Brovia Hospital, as announced by Deputy Speaker of Parliament Thomas Tayebwa during a book launch titled Stepping into the Unknown by Dr. Engineer Badu Chundu. This is at Kaboja International School in Buziga.
Deputy Speaker of Parliament Thomas Tayebwa praised Engineer Badu Chundu as a respected figure and assured him of the country's continued support and gratitude, commending his contributions.
We have more high hopes in you on another project, which many people really are concerned, including me. Concerned because we want it to succeed. And we want to give it our push all over. At the end of 2023, the President again said, I don't want to miss out on this critical project. Therefore, he has also appointed Dr. Chundu to steer, to be chairperson of the steering committee for Brovia Hospital. I'm very sure with you putting your foot on the ground and us giving you the support, we shall realize that dream.
Former Prime Minister of Uganda, Dr. Ruhakana Rugunda, encouraged Engineer Dr. Badu Chundu to embrace this new chapter in his life, commending his service to the nation and urging him to continue contributing to its development even in retirement.
Actually, his book essentially is some kind of tool that one can keep in the pocket and make a reference tool for challenges that we meet in the day. I remember during those many years, there used to be a book called Companion Students or something like that. Is this still in circulation? Anyway, there was something like that. So your book can be taken as a compendium that one can refer to, because he focuses on explaining the principles that we sometimes take for granted without understanding. He explains rationale. And I think that the young people in particular, and even the elders, the young people are planning their lives, taking priorities, the choices. This book will be very useful to you.
In his speech, Engineer Dr. Badu Chundu thanked everyone who supported him throughout his tenure, acknowledging the challenges he faced during this chapter of his life.
I share with you all what I termed the 5 golden rules of life. The 5 golden rules of life. And the first one is use education as a stepping stone. And I urge, whenever I get the opportunity to talk to audiences where there are parents and youngsters, please care and commit resources as best as you can to educate your young, because generations change.
Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
Now, residents of Kabale district have raised concerns over the police allegedly extorting money in exchange for access to CCTV camera footage. This follows possible recordings of criminal incidents captured by these cameras. The residents, however, the residents seeking to review the footage are reportedly asked for bribes instead of being assisted by the police.
Since December 2023, there has been a notable increase in criminal attacks by machete-wielding thugs in Kabale town, resulting in loss of lives and property. The most recent attacks occurred in proximity to CCTV locations. Additionally, observations reveal that some cameras are dysfunctional and others only operate when there is electricity. Ruben Ainomugisha, a Kabale town resident, recounts being attacked by machete-wielding thugs last Wednesday while returning home from work.
Just before they told me anything, I saw them remove pangas from the bag. Immediately they hit me on my thigh. Then they were like, "Where is the money?" They started. By then I was having some money in my pockets. They picked the money and took my phones, and they hit me on the face and the thighs. They cut me there.
Upon reporting the incident to the police, he requested to view the CCTV footage, but was allegedly asked to pay 400,000 Ugandan shillings for access, contrary to his expectation of the service being free.
So I was like, could you first see through the cameras and so that when you get the thugs, I be helped, because the money they took, it was equivalent. It was actually far from what they were inquiring from me. So
Robert Kakuru, Executive Director of a local NGO, Kick Corruption Out of Uganda, KICU, acknowledges the government's initiative to install security cameras, but criticizes their effectiveness.
To know that they are security cameras, because there was no proper sensitization about those cameras and how they work, their importance and relevance to the citizens. So we see them as mirrors. Some people see just poles standing.
Kakuru also condemns the alleged extortion practices within the police force, highlighting instances where individuals are asked for money, even to access CCTV footage, which should be a free service.
If you ask of any camera footage and you had an issue, They even ask you for us to go and verify and go where the cameras are. There is no fuel for interpretation, for a person to go and interpret this information. They confuse you around that. And then they end up asking you money, which is extortion. That service is supposed to be free. And
Elimate, the police spokesperson for Kigezi sub-region, clarifies that access to CCTV footage is meant to be free, emphasizing its role in police investigations.
Now the OCCID, after getting that report from CCTV officials, to inform the person who needed of the outcome. So it's not done clandestinely, privately or locally like our people do. Finding a policeman and says they want what? They want a footage. But also people should know that these cameras have limitations.
Mate acknowledges the operational limitations of the cameras, but expresses disappointment at officers engaging in extortion.
The police is supposed to be what? Paid for, other than the police report. And the police report, it goes to the government coffers. But I also want to ask, that's why we are calling that if there is any person who was affected in this relation, should always bring it to the notice of what? Of the supervisors. Even
the presence of CCTV cameras is limited to the municipalities of Rukungiri, Chisoro and Kabale within the Kigezi sub-region.
And the Chinese fraternity in Uganda celebrated the International Women's Day with the launch of Uganda and China Cultural Exchange Center. The cultural center at Luyanzi Conspicuous Classroom in Boyogerede will showcase a number of traditional and cultural regalia from China and Uganda. While officiating the activities to launch the Pioneer Cultural Exchange Center, the Chinese ambassador to Uganda, His Excellency Zhang Lizhong, applauded Ugandan government for the preferential policies which have enabled Chinese to open up development projects in Uganda.
The opening of Luyanzi Uganda and China Cultural Exchange Center coincided with the International Women's Day, where Ugandans and Chinese in Uganda exhibited different cultural endowments and development initiatives. The Chinese ambassador to Uganda, His Excellency Zhang Lizhong, while launching the cultural center, applauded Ugandan government for the preferential policies which have enabled Chinese to invest in Uganda.
Chinese investors here, are involved in the economic transformations. They are providing jobs. They are providing, energy, for the economic development. We should give them encouragement. If there are any problems, we should identify them, and the government help to solve them.
Ambassador Lizhong believes the coincidental opening of the Center on International Women's Day is a sign of appreciation for the role of women in socio-economic development in Uganda and China.
And we're impressed by the aspiration of the women, Ugandan women, for doing more jobs, for doing more things in the society. And that gives me the impression that women in Uganda not only want to hold up the half sky, they want to hold up more sky in the society.
Kyotera District Woman MP Nantongo Fortunate Rose commended the government of Uganda for the affirmative action that has produced many women in leadership positions.
So women play a very pivotal role in society. That's why we as members of parliament, women members of parliament, what we push for most in parliament is advocating for the voice of women.
The principal private secretary to the Vice President of Uganda, who also doubles as Director External Relations in the China-Africa Friendship Association, Vincent Musubire, says the Cultural Exchange Center will foster people-to-people cooperation as articulated by President Xi Jinping of the People's Republic of China.
This center is going to be a venue of convergence to plan people-to-people programs for shared future, as articulated by the great leader, Xi Jinping, President of the People's Republic of China,
and shared by His Excellency General Kaguta Museveni.
Other notable people at the event included the Chief Executive Officer, Uganda Tourism Board, Liliana Jerova, and the Deputy Principal, Yanzi Institute of Technology, Professor Muhammad Bogere.
The government of Uganda has already been investing in the Chinese market because we see huge opportunity with the Chinese people coming to Uganda to enjoy what we have in Uganda that you don't have in China. And the investment is through hiring of market destination representation to market Uganda in China. Soon or later, we should be launching the Uganda Airlines flight to Guangzhou, which will give us a great opportunity for easy accessibility for the Chinese people to be able to come to Uganda and enjoy what we have here.
Otherwise, they will not manage to trade without Chinese. So we call upon your executive effort to support women in Uganda and Uganda at large with skills and really the culture itself. You have done a lot, but still we need more. We need you. We are at our starting level.
Both Chinese and Ugandan women engaged in a number of activities, including music and fashion shows. Abiona Francisco, UBC.
Fred!
Osmosis.
Freddy! Fred Dollar, my boss, CEO Inojo, the general of generals, the conqueror of conquerors, the first and the final, the sky above the skies, the promised land, the terms and the conditions, the international king crocodile, the source of the Nile.
I don't have money today.
Just take a polite loan of 200k to stock on my shop. The signs and symptoms of success. The bank commander, not the bank teller.
Why hassle for a loan when you've got MTN Momo? We're sorting. Use the Momo app or dial *165*5# for all quick loans. Choose from the different loan options from our partners and get one that works for you. Together, we're unstoppable.
Have you packed more with Harbour jelly and Harbour foam? Yes, we packed. It will protect your skin from skin rashes. Morbid pack. It is a new improved Morbid Harbour jelly. So soft and smooth. It is a Morbid Harbour jelly.
Tell me, kids, the scent. Any irritations? No more rashes and irritations. Movit Harbour Jelly and Harbour Soap is rich in natural herbs for a smooth and glowing skin.
Movit all day confidence.
The government of Uganda and the Uganda Bureau of Statistics is calling upon all stakeholders such as the chief administrative officers, city mayors, resident city commissioners, city clerks, city and division councillors, wards and LC chairpersons, as well as the residents and business communities to cooperate with the UBOS field teams as we embark on advanced preparations to conduct the National Population and Housing Census on the 10th of May 2024. The census will be a 10-day exercise to obtain statistical data and information that will be used for planning and policy formulation, including information on 1. How many we are, 2. Where we are, 3. How we are living, 4. What we own, and 5. Where we access services from. The Uganda Bureau of Statistics has now started listing of households and mapping in the 11 cities of Arua, Fort Portal, Gulu, Hoima, Jinja, Lira, Mbale, Masaka, Mbarara, Soroti, and in the Greater Kampala comprising of Kampala, Wakiso, and Mukono districts. For more information, please call 0755 342 128 or 0773 342 128. This message is brought to you by the Executive Director and Census Commissioner, Uganda Bureau of Statistics. Census 2024. It matters to be counted.
Attention everyone, the Ministry of Health has planned to vaccinate all persons aged 1 year to 60 years old to protect them against yellow fever disease. The mass vaccination will take place in 53 districts in these regions: Kampala, Buganda, Teso, Ankole and Karamoja. Vaccination is free and available at all government health facilities and outreach posts in these regions. The vaccination campaign will take place from April 2nd to April 8th, 2024. The vaccine is safe, effective and free of charge and has been approved by World Health Organization and Ministry of Health. This message is from Ministry of Health with support from Gavi.
Welcome back. You are still watching News Tonight. Now in business, the Nile Equatorial Subsidiary Action Program, the investment arm of the Nile Basin Initiative, has made tremendous strides in facilitating resource sharing among the Nile Basin countries. One of the major projects is the Rusumo Hydro Power Project that is under joint development by the government of Burundi, Rwanda and Tanzania.
This is the regional Rusumo Falls hydroelectric project that is under joint development by the governments of Burundi, Rwanda and Tanzania. Located at the common border of Rwanda and Tanzania on River Kagera, the regional Rusumo Falls hydroelectric project is implemented by the Nile Equatorial Subsidiary Action Program, NELSAP, the investment arm of the Nile Basin Initiative.
We have had a lot of development initiatives and activities with the development partners who have supported us through all the journey, and we have been able to prepare a number of projects. In total, we have about 134 projects which are ready for implementation, others updating the studies to benefit the member countries, and this will require like US dollars 6.5 billion. And we are working with the development partners through prioritizing these projects, and most of the development partners they finance us if they are countries through the non-global institutions like the World Bank, who are our major development partner, the African Development Bank. We have GIZ through the BMZ, their ministry. We have the French Development Agency.
We are having another line that is between Tororo and Malaba. The construction of this line between Kenya and Uganda was halted, but it was prepared and the construction had started, simply because of the construction, the contractual issues that were solved. This is a line that is also going to achieve the same, the sharing of energy. Right now we have Shangu Mbarara, that is Uganda-Rwanda. It is a line that is in advanced stage, and already the construction has completed. We did the commissioning in October, November. This line is trading between UETCL and REC of Rwanda. It is giving about $1.5 million a month for the UETCL. That is a power trade that has already been achieved.
The aim is to facilitate regional power interconnection to enhance regional economic and social development.
This power plant is already been completed, it is constructed, it is at advanced commissioning stage. 2 turbines are already working, but the inauguration of the project is not yet been done.
So we have a total of 80 megawatts, and then we have got the switchyard, which receives that power from the powerhouse, and then we have the transmission lines that are running into the grid networks of Tanzania, Nyakanazi, Rwanda, Bugesera, and Burundi at Moinga, and finally Gitega and Bujumbura. So the 3 countries have already started benefiting from the power from Rusumo.
The power generation plant has a capacity of 80 megawatts to be shared by 3 countries, Rwanda, Tanzania and Burundi, and it is hoped that it will increase economic activities, private sector development and investments through improved access to electricity. Adia Nakute, UBC.
ebiseera by'okuzzaayo abaana mu masomero tebiteekwa kukaluubiriza n'akatono. Eno kusimba nnyiriri mpanvu kano kalippagano ka bidduka. Simanya kuzunga na banka siripusi. Kati osobola okusasula school fees z'omwana wo ate n'okola n'ebirala ntoko ku ssimu ye ey'omu ngalo. Ekikola kyangu nnyo. Nyiga bunyizi *5*8 ogoberera ebikulagiriddwa oba okozese app ya MTN Momo. Ate kati okola ki olwaleero? MTN Mobile Money Uganda Limited erungamizibwa banka enkulu eya Uganda.
The 13th African Games, this is sport, are officially underway in Accra, Ghana. Uganda is part of the nations at this multi-sport championship. Let's take a look.
Uganda is one of the African nations that are taking part in the belated 2023 African Games that have witnessed a splendid opening ceremony at the University of Ghana Stadium in Accra. The opening ceremony was graced by Ghana's President Nana Addo, whose message to the athletes was appreciation for their unwavering commitment despite challenges faced. He urged athletes to step onto this stage with confidence and showcase the power of sport, which he believes will bring hope and unite the people of Africa. Uganda at the Games is participating in 17 of the 28 disciplines and has athletes in cricket, rugby, judo, football, boxing, handball, basketball, tennis and taekwondo. Whereas most of these haven't yet tested action, the badminton team is already at the deep end, with Husna Kobugabi at the quarter-final stage later tonight against Africa's best.
My name is Husna Kobugabi. I've managed to win my round of 16 against Algeria. In the quarterfinals, I'll be playing Africa's #1 from Mauritius, Kate Fukun. Mentally, I'm prepared. I'm going to go and coach with nothing to lose. And I know what to do. I'll do everything I've been told to do by the coaches. Then I'll see how it goes. I don't think an injury will set me back because mentally I know that happens. So I have to go in court and not focus on the injury, but focus on the game.
Say that for every step you take, the harder it gets. But as Team Uganda, we are prepared for every hurdle we meet along our way. And in the ladies singles, the players now they are meeting highly ranked in their various countries. So, but I'm sure we are going to put up a very good performance, and I'm positive we'll be able to advance to the next rounds.
Uganda also sent a representation in cycling, badminton, table tennis, swimming, athletics, wrestling and weightlifting, which are Olympic Games qualifiers. Uganda has taken part in the African Games since inception in 1965 and has won 87 medals, including 22 gold and 21 silver.
Well, that does it for News Tonight for now. We do return at 10 o'clock with more details. I am Rhoda Ngonzi on Sign Language with Galo Muhammad.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.